Hello everyone and welcome to this exciting video. Today we are making a needle holder. And why, you may ask? So I have this problem. This is how I've been storing my needles this whole time, in this tiny little vial, and it's starting to crack with how many needles I have stored in here. I've even got sewing pins in here and I never get to use them because they're always put away. The tools I'm using for this project is a 38 triangle needle. This is also a perfect project to use any scraps you may have to build up the center of your base. Next, you have to think of what your favorite dessert is, and I know that can be hard, but whatever you choose will become your color palette. My favorite dessert is a cheesecake, so my color palette includes reds, pinks, a brown, and a little bit of white. And lastly, I am using a glass dessert cup. It's really cute. I love how it sounds. It's from the Goo Pot Desserts. If you've never tried them, I recommend you do, but you can use another type of glass or ceramic cup that you just have lying around. It just needs to be deep enough that the needle won't hit the bottom. So let's start creating the base. I'm stuffing the only scraps I have here into this bowl. This reminds me of those slime poking videos, and I'm just going to be felting this very softly around the edges to start creating the shape of the base. This starting process is a bit slow at first because I don't want to break my needle for one, and I also really want to get the shape of this base perfectly. I'm using the same process as if I was felting inside a cookie cutter. Every poke helps the wool form into the shape you're felting it in. So I felt around the edges and felt through the center only just slightly, the best I can while felting in this jar. This looks like a lot of wool scraps, but it'll all shrink down. You can see that the wool hasn't shrunk down by much yet, and that's because I'm only able to slightly tangle the wool together since the barbs on my needle can't really reach the wool at the bottom of the glass cup. But once I feel like I've felted it to a point where the wool is only just holding together and holding the shape of the cup, I've pulled it out to continue felting, but on my felting mat, where the barbs on the needle are fully able to felt through the wool and create a good structured base. As you can see, it's still super airy and fluffy, and I'm just going to keep felting into the rough circle shape that I currently have on my felting mat, and just keep turning and flipping this piece and felt it from all angles as well till it shrinks down into this 2D disc that fits perfectly into the cup. Now that I have this perfect circular disc, it makes for the perfect base. I'm going to be felting upwards in layers. This first layer is going to represent the bottom layer of the crumbly biscuit part of a cheesecake. So let's work on building up this first layer with some core wool on top of this flat disc, and still making sure it fits into the cup. I want each layer to be about 1 centimeter tall so that the layers look neat and uniform. And it's so cute at this point. It looks like a little sugar cookie. I could just take a bite. Once I get it to 1 centimeter of thickness or height, I want to cover this in a layer of brown wool for a crumbly layer. I believe this is a walnut brown. It's really pretty and almost golden. I'm a person that really likes to save my wool wherever I can, so I've taken into account that only the bottom and the sides of the layers are going to be showing because there is going to be another few layers on top of this layers. So I'm only felting the brown on the bottom side and around the edges. This has got to be the most perfect circle I've ever created. Look at how symmetrical it is the whole way around. I am actually really impressed by this. I think I felted this bottom layer pretty firm. It would hold its shape even if pulled or squished, and I would still be able to felt another layer on top easily. I was quite constantly checking how this was fitting into the cup just to make sure my idea was still looking as good as it was in my head, and I was pretty excited with how this crumbly layer looked on its own, so let's keep going. Here I'm building up the second layer, again to 1 centimeter in height. I'm using core wool instead now, since I didn't have any scraps left lying around. This second layer I'm going to create white to portray that cheesecake aspect of the project. So again, I want it to be 1 centimeter in height, but also I want to keep following the internal structure of the cup and follow the way it starts to curve outward from the first layer. It actually started to look more cakey even with just 2 layers. And this bottom actually happened to start caving inward just like the cup, which I actually wasn't even focusing on at all. So it's actually really cool that it's done this concave effect on its own. I just wanted to compare where I was up to within the cup and see how the layers looked together. And it was really difficult to get it out again, so I was a bit nervous about creating a third layer and it getting stuck. But we have to do our checks. I created the third layer with the same process, creating the center base 1 cm height and then working outwards. For this layer, I'm leaving about 1 mm to leave space to add the next color around the edge, which I chose to be this cute pastel pink. I did put it back into the cup and lightly felted in pink wool around the edges just to know how the piece should be following the contour of the cup again. It looks a bit rough right now, but I'll clean up the lines in between each color and smooth out any bumps after. This third layer being added is just about enough for a felting needle to poke through and be held, but it very likely would hit the bottom of the glass. So to be safe, I'm going to add an extra layer. This piece right now is just over where the glass curves back inward. Moving on, I followed the same process for the fourth layer. I made the third layer pink just to make it pop a bit more, but for the fourth layer, I kind of wanted to give the impression of jam or syrup, so I've gone with a darker pink, almost hot pink, and I was really happy with it. These colors looked really pretty together and layered. I went ahead and smoothed out all the layers and the bumps since I was now happy with the shaping. The fourth layer was a bit uneven and had a bit of a slope to it, so I just wanted to fix this with more wool in the specific area to balance it out before I move on to the next step. I really like that the fourth layer overflowed the glass cup by just a little bit. I mean, you can never have too much dessert, right? And this also might have been a good thing. I think this would prevent me from ever poking the glass instead of the wool, since it's a bit more raised. This is how the needles look in, and they don't seem to even be near the bottom, which is very good. It's only got very little give, which I might have overfelted a tiny bit, which I don't think is too much of a problem for felted items. However, this has got to be the firmest thing I've ever felted. You could leave it like this, or we could take it one step further and add some cute felted toppings. I think to really appeal to the dessert vibe, I just had to create a little chocolate piece to go somewhere as a topping. I took some brown carded wool, rolling it and lightly felting it into a square and felting the edges, really trying to create first a bit of a cube and then felting the edges again to create a bit of a slant on each side. I thought this project needed a little bit of a splash of a darker color, like blue, so I thought some little blueberries would also be perfect to go on top. I took a small pinch of this deep sea blue and rolled and felt it into a tiny little ball. I added on some colder blue on top just to add a bit of depth, and then I squished it a bit between my fingers so it's not such a perfect sphere. And I made 2 of these. I could have made 3, but I didn't really want to. I then wanted to add a bigger fruit on top to match with the cake colors, so here's how I made a raspberry. I felted a mix of pinks and a bit of white and a little pinch of purple into a cone shape, and then with that mix I also felted tiny little balls onto the cone and felted them very tightly compacted together, and it created this quite realistic raspberry. I still felt like something was missing on top, so I decided to create a little felted whipped cream, which was actually really difficult to make. This took several attempts, but I got it eventually, and I added a bit of extra detail to it with having a streak of pink along the swirl to represent like raspberry syrup. Now that we've got all our little toppings together, I just need to attach these all together into one solid piece. So obviously the largest piece goes right in the center, and attach it from all angles. I really felted the cake base quite firm, so to help attach these 2 pieces together, I just added a pinch of wool beneath all these attached pieces just to help attach the items together. I'm actually really impressed with how the raspberry turned out looking back at this, and I'm actually really happy that I didn't create a strawberry instead of a raspberry, because that seems like something I would have done. You'd be surprised at how many strawberry themed pieces I've made in the past. I know I said this might be enough toppings, but when I was felting these all in, it kind of felt too empty still, and I wished I had made more things. I regretted not making more blueberries to throw around. I had a small thought of creating a little border of them. Here I am trying to figure out where to place these 2 last toppings. I even put it in the glass jar hoping this would make it easier to help me decide what looked better. I decided on the chocolate being on top, which turned out to be really cute. You guys, how cute is this? I think it's so adorable. I just love the colors together. This project is really just a combination of all the things I love, which is cheesecake, the color pink, and needle felting, of course. I am super tempted to make another, and maybe not even for myself. This was so fun and easy to make. I honestly think this would be such a cute little gift to give someone. Since the wool is overflowing a bit, like a centimeter from the top of the glass, it's actually really easy to take it out, and look at how cute it is on its own like this, then behind the glass, and it's really firm, so I could just set this on my craft table just like this if I wanted to. Now to test what we've all been waiting for. Get these out of here. Goodbye Forever Vial. Hello Cheesecake Dessert Needle Holder / Pin Cushion. I may need to think of a shorter name for that. But look at that, it works perfectly. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I know I sure did, and I am so excited to finally have a space outside of my toolbox for all my needles. You are for sure going to be seeing this in future videos. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful in any way, please make sure you leave a like down below. It really helps my channel grow and reach more felters and crafters just like you. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already for more videos just like this one. And thank you again so much for watching. I hope to see you all in the next one.